Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos, and welcome to my weekly vault video here for April 4th. This is a pretty big vault. I actually got a lot of keys and raids and stuff done last week, so got a lot of different things going. First of all, I've got my warrior. I actually picked up the Raszageth helmet in raid last week, so taking a socket out of the vault for that will be... I can't think of anything better. I guess I could get a tertiary on one of my existing items, and I would take that over the socket, and then I'd be kind of annoyed, because then I have to wait another week. I could also get the Aranog ring, and maybe I'd take that. I don't think I would, though. Ooh, Storm Eater's Boon is kind of interesting as well. I hadn't considered that, but that is not an item that I have right now. Leech Shoulders, but they're 415. If those were 424, I'd be taking that. This belt, but I think I already have one of those. A worse belt, and some gloves that are also just non-tier versions of my current gloves. So the question here is Storm Eater's Boon or not? I don't have a boon yet. Boon is a pretty powerful effect. But I don't think I would really use this for anything serious next tier. I guess maybe I'd want to root myself for something. I can't really think of what it would be. But on the other hand, I don't know. I mean, I could take a socket out of any vault for the next few weeks and be pretty happy with it. If there is ever something where I want to immobilize myself, you know, like, not even necessarily next tier, but like in 2 tiers, maybe there's some fight. On the other hand, does a warrior ever really care about this? Like, is there ever really a mechanic where a warrior needs to immobilize because you can always just heroic leap? If there's something, if some like knockback you're trying to avoid or something? Nah, like Raszageth was a good example there. That was a fight where, you know, hunters on early prog were using Storm Eater's Boon to avoid getting knocked off, and but warrior was never even coming close to needing that. I'm just gonna take the socket here. I'm not sure if I'm going to have 6 slots or 6 tokens out of future vaults, so let's just get this socket, be full build, and stop worrying about it. I think the Storm Eater's Boon was a somewhat interesting choice, though. But now I'm in a spot where I don't have to worry about getting my vault done on this character anymore, because, yeah, full build, not really anything. There's not really anything that I don't have that I want, so... Alright. Mission accomplished on that character. It is done with a whole month to spare before the next patch. Now we've got the rest of my characters, all of which are not going to have everything they want, but they're going to be mostly good. I mean, these characters are... all my tanks are very geared now, which is good, because I want to be able to play any of them next tier. We have Monk next, which... My Monk is an interesting one, because it has some of the best items of any of my characters. It has some really good, you know... These top 5 items over on the top left, very good. Whispering Incarnate Icon, very good. We only have a Heroic Aranog ring, so upgrading that to Mythic would be cool. Really, I would like to see a Mythic Broodkeeper ring, which could be in this vault. It's a possibility. I would also like to see a Grief Torch. That would be really cool. A 421 weapon would also be neat. Failing any of that, 421 legs or pants would be cool. I don't think I have much use for sockets at this point, so we're hoping to see something. Manic Grief Torch will count. That will certainly do it. There were also gloves that I could catalyze here. There's also a weapon. So, alright. This is pretty good. I'm going to take the Manic Grief Torch, because that item is somewhat irreplaceable. This sort of thing is... It's one where, like, if I play this character next tier, there's a very good chance that there will be some fight or something where you want to wear a Grief Torch. So, pick that up. Very delighted about that. The other options, the gloves and the weapons, would be, you know, fine upgrades I'd be happy taking, but those are the sorts of things where I can replace them very early into next patch with a very high degree of confidence, whereas the Grief Torch, that's a pretty irreplaceable item. The only thing I would have preferred over that, I think, would have been a Broodkeeper ring on that character. Broodkeeper ring would have been a nice, pretty permanent item. Okay, this character's also hunting for a Broodkeeper ring. Not too much else that I would want. 421 weapon would be a reasonably good medium-term item. I haven't built my amulets on a lot of my characters yet. I'm kind of doing that pretty slowly, aside from my warrior. Manic Grief Torch as well on this character. I mean, if we're in a Grief Torching mood. Okay, we're not in a Grief Torching mood. Unlucky. Okay, there's 421 bracers. Now I think I may already have 421 bracers. No, I don't. Okay, so we're gonna take 421 bracers and my current ones are haste verse socketed. These are crit verse no socket. Do I have a socket already? I already have one socket here. So I could put a socket in there. Alright. So one thing I want to check is the catalyst items. So what would this be if I catalyzed it on this class? We can do this on Wowhead if you just search Survival Catalyst. Scroll down a bit. So it'd be Verse Mastery. Those are reasonably good stats. So I can catalyze this thing into Verse Mastery. Alright. I think I'm down for this. I don't really just want to take another socket when I already have one sitting in my bag, so let's just take this, catalyze it, maybe use it, maybe not, I don't know. Oops, don't want to destroy that. Do want to use this profession knowledge that I just found in here, though. Alright. Yeah, because the thing is, like, if I took another socket at this point, I could put a socket into this ring, but I want to wear the Onyx Amulet anyways. I don't know, maybe I was supposed to take a socket there, but whatever. Can't be a big deal either way. Alright, DH next. DH, I think I did a 2 out of 8 on this character. I think I want an icon. I don't think I can get a Grief Torch on this guy, because I don't think I've killed Broodkeeper on it. Killed Broodkeeper on a lot of characters, but alas, not this one. I have a Heroic Grief Torch, which is pretty cool, but don't have a Mythic one, can't get one. So yeah, I guess Whispering Incarnate Icon would be pretty cool. A 421 offhand, a 421 socketed belt. Honestly, if we just take a socket out of this thing, I don't think we'll be too sad either. Okay, I can't take a socket out of this thing. There's a 421 weapon. Haste Verse as well. There's also this Controlled Current technique, which I know is pretty good for some specs. I suspect that's not especially... I guess it's maybe good for DH as well. Alright, hang on. Let's just quickly check through some stats here. So we can check, just for Havoc and Vengeance, are people using this in high keys and in Raid? So just open some tabs at this mplus.subcreation.net site. Click over to the raid.subcreation.net site. And again, open up some tabs for the different DHs. Then we just go down to the trinkets on all of them. Okay, so none of the Vengeances in M+ are using it. None of the Havocs in M+ are using it. None of the Havocs in Raid are using it. And none of the Vengeances in Raid are using it. So this is pretty conclusive to me. Not something that I need to really worry about being a good item. So I'm going to take this Horizon Splitter and get a couple eye levels on my offhand. I do need to now, I guess, move my embellishment, because this thing was one of my embellished items, so that'll be something to think about. Maybe toxic boots or something. But that's a problem for me to solve in the future. Not something to worry about in this video. Alright, my DK is up next. My DK also, I believe, did a 2 out of 8. I think I pugged one last night. So we'll see what we've got in this vault. Could be an Aranog ring. That, again, would be, I think, best case. Upgrading my Heroic one. I also don't have my Amulet yet on this character. Oh, I guess I've killed Broodkeeper on this character, so a Broodkeeper ring would probably be the bestest. Whispering Incarnate Icon, I guess, maybe? Another Grief Torch. Alright, well, I can't dual wield those. That's unlucky. There is, however, some nice boots here. Alright, so we're going to take these boots because I only have 408 boots, so reasonably happy about this. I don't need to look up what this can catalyze into. I would rather have, like, Verse Haste or something than Verse Mastery, but even if it only stays Verse Mastery, I'll wear it, but I will go check to see if I can catalyze it into something better. But that'll be, again, a thing for later, because it doesn't affect the choice. Okay, now my Druid, I think, was the character that got the least activity done last week. I think it's just got one vault. One M+ key done. I think I maybe did 3 keys, but I don't think I did the 4th. Maybe I did 2 keys or something. I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see what we've got in here. Pretty hard to see an upgrade in here. I'm loot spec balanced because I would like to see a Rage Feather from Naka Defensive. Other than that, I don't know. 421 weapon. Cape of Entanglement. No, we're gonna pass on that. That's okay. We'll take another 2 Aspect Tokens of Merit. All right, you know, it's not the most impressive vault, but I don't know. Didn't really. I ended up not doing a 2 out of 8 on this character. The character's, you know, it's got basically everything it wants if I'm tanking on it next tier. Okay, Warlock time. I think this is the third week of this Warlock ratting its way into some keys. I'm not sure it's gonna for the next few weeks. There's new Path of Exile League coming out soon. I'll probably be playing some of, so the vaults are probably gonna get a little bit less filled. Yeah, the gear's getting reasonably good, 371. What we would like out of this vault? A weapon. An Aranog ring, I did 2 out of 8 on this character. I don't really want a necklace, because I'm gonna make a lariat. A trinket. Ooh, a Furious Rage Feather with Leech. It's hard to imagine that being bad. It's pretty tough to imagine this being a bad pick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna select that item. I don't know if it's good for Warlock, but I think it's probably better than Onara's Carving. So I'm gonna swap that one out without running a sim. We'll see. I think it's probably a little better at least. All right, Evoker, last character here. My Evoker I actually did 4 keys on last week because I've been having a lot of fun playing Evoker in keys. The spec is it's kind of a blast right now. It's sort of going away next patch as well, so I'm enjoying it while I can. And also did 2 out of 8 on this character too, so yeah, what are we looking for here? Well, I'd love to replace this stupid Desperate Invokers Codex, so Whispering Incarnate Icon would be really cool. Double on use is not something I'm super happy with. 421 gloves, 421 belt. Yeah. Okay, offhand with speed. Don't think I'm ever really using that. Bracers with speed. I already have bracers with leech. Or a necklace, but I already have a 421 necklace, and I already want to be using a lariat there eventually. All right, so the question is, do we take 13 eye levels and turn our leech into speed on the bracers? I actually I prefer generally to have leech than speed. Or do we take a socket? Don't really have anything exceptional to socket here. So I think I'm just gonna... I guess I do have something exceptional to socket. Hang on. I do have a Broodkeeper, or an Aranog ring that would pretty much... I'd be pretty happy with a socket in that. All right, let's think for a little bit. Are we gonna craft bracers? We have, how many sparks? We have 5 sparks. And we have 2 concentrated? 1 concentrated. We have 1 concentrated primal infusion. And we're 5 off of the next one. Okay, so we only have 1 more craft realistically here. And it's probably going to be either lariat or like toxic boots or something. So we're probably not going to have time to craft bracers anytime on this character. So I think I should just take these. This is plus 32 intellect, right? And then plus a bunch of secondaries as well. How many secondaries? I guess it's only plus like 40 secondaries and 30 primary. It's also plus a bunch of stamina, though. It's minus leech, though, so maybe it kind of evens out on survivability. But, you know, speed is a defensive stat as well. Whatever, I'm going to take the eye levels. I need the eye levels so I can get accepted into groups and stuff, so... All right. Well, a little bit of a not the best outcome for this character, but, you know, hard to be too sad. I guess I wouldn't have minded just putting a socket in this thing if there wasn't anything for me in that vault, but maybe I tricked myself into a worse pick with these rune bands being there. Either way, though, that is going to be the end of this video. Hope you've enjoyed the Great Vault videos this season. I will continue to make them for the rest of the season, of course, but there's a reasonable chance that we're going to be down to, like, 3 characters opening 1 vault for the next few weeks, depending on how good this Path of Exile League is. And then, of course, the videos will return once we get into next season. The vault videos will come all the way back. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.